That's pretty much similar. As I think they're fairly evenly matched overall. I think Dig have gotten some better results throughout this league, but I think starting on CT side will play a big part in this, should I say, I think.
Yeah, you're right, and this is what we're going to be seeing. This is actually, of course, another important knife round. It's good to get that bird's eye POV.
Some lovely scaffolding.
How this one is going to shape up. Yeah, someone needs to get some WD-40. Everything's looking a bit rusty.
Nope.
Oh, and the blood is starting to be poured. I'm never going to cast a knife round.
No,
I feel like it's a bad omen that I've had ever since kind of Call of Duty days. I mean, that was like it was a bad thing. We didn't like to do it back then, did we?
We pretended to be above that, but it was Dig who picked up the knife, so they'll get him to pick side. I can imagine they will be definitely staying on CT.
Shock.
And now it's the game of how many rounds can HellRaisers pick up on the T.
Yep, and I don't think we can use the earlier game with Penta v Fnatic as a good kind of margin of what T-side should expect to pick up. Of course, we saw them pick up just 3 rounds overall, all of them on their T-side. The pistol, though, is the next important step. Let's be honest. You know, you wanted to secure CT off the knife. That's true. Second best is winning that first all-important pistol round, especially on the T-side, because that's like an easy stepping stone to potentially the first 2, maybe 3 rounds.
Yeah, HellRaisers need the groundwork, basically. They need that kind of base level in on this one. And see, I told you, starting. That's the hardest part here. But we are just paused while they get themselves prepared, I can imagine. But yeah, this is the point I want to make. I don't think we've really seen how balanced or CT-sided this map is. I think it is CT-sided, but to what degree? Are we going to see it up in the nuke level? Is it going to even out? Is it just something we need to work on? It's something that will evolve in time a little more, and we'll start seeing the lay of the land after a couple of results. But obviously, with results like Fnatic are getting, it's going to be a little bit skewed for a while. So, I can see there's potential for the T side, but money is so difficult to gather into this. I don't know. I'm hoping we get to see a really close game here, though. Yeah. I think if HellRaisers get 5-6 rounds, that's enough to be worked with. Yeah,
I think that's a pretty good target for them to set. So, yeah, pistol round already been outlined as being kind of an all-important factor in this one. We are going to be hopefully jumping out of this pause as soon as possible. It's actually the Dignitas guys that haven't bought, so I think it's safe to assume that it's those that are causing this delay. We have to thank you, of course, for your patience. We have been looking to bring you this game as soon as possible. We've just been waiting for the players to get all prepared and everything sorted. Of course, when there's so much money on the line in this league, you really do want to make sure everything is in order, which I can only assume is what they're doing now. And let's talk individuals, Lauren, because you know how you said before Dignitas has some real standout individuals to you, and it's kind of odd because I look at the Dignitas lineup, and I'm pretty sure at one point or another I have mentioned every single one of them as the standout player in Dignitas.
I tend to agree, but I think the likes of Nico, AZ are definitely 2 players that I would go to as the instant ones that can really cause impact on these rounds. I wouldn't say taking it away from the like of Pimp, who just dropped out. I guess that's why we
found the problem.
Yeah, goddamn Pimp. No, Pimp can definitely turn up, have his day, but we'll have to wait and see. Who's going to find their form here? It's been a little surprising. In their previous games, or previous games on Train, there were players like Neo having a field day. Forrest finding his form again, nothing surprising there for Nip, and obviously Neo for Virtus Pro. JW not too surprising over on the Fnatic side, but different teams seem to have different players step up. And looking at what HellRaisers have bought so far, Angel actually getting a molly and a smoke, Moo getting a smoke and 2 flashes, and then 3 with the armor. So Adren, Kuja, and Dozier being the 3 with that armor. I wonder what they've got planning here. Could be a B take. Generally, I feel when mollies are utilized this early, it's for B or maybe drop. They could go for a split maybe towards A, a little bit of a late one. But I haven't seen enough of HellRaisers on this yet. No, we haven't. We, of course, are going to hopefully see a couple more set-in-stone smokes than the last time we saw these guys, or at least what last time Lee saw these guys on Train. We are, however, going to, I assume, be ready to jump into the action now. We do have Pimp back in the server. Thanks again for you guys hanging around, ready to see how this one is going to shape up. And I know, Lauren, you have your eyes on HellRaisers, see if they can continue to pick this one up. My heart, however, is set on the Dignitas guys. They are looking pretty good on the standings so far. I think they're about 4th on the table as it stands. Of course, that doesn't necessarily represent how things are going. We're just waiting on all the matches to be played
start to level out, start to get a bit of a better idea of how things
who's your
look.
outstanding player for Dig then? Who you think could have a good game?
I've seen some really, really good things from Pimp recently.
Yeah?
I really thought he was
I want to see if he
integral
gets
to them.
Julies as well. He normally does.
Yeah, and I saw I was really kind of excited. I saw a video uploaded on the Dignitas guy's site. It was saying, "Oh, Pimp tells all why he uses the Julies," and it cut to him sitting by his computer. He's like, "Yeah, they work for me. Yeah, they suit my game style. They basically."
Really in depth.
And I was sitting there like, "Well, that's."
I've learned nothing.
Thank you so much, Pimp, for this in-depth analysis of why you use the Julies. But yeah, no, so I guess that kind of tells us more than he realizes, because it tells us that it's not like a big in-depth Dignitas discussion like, yeah, man, you can spray through smoke more accurately, blah, blah. No, Pimp just likes the Julies.
Yeah,
he likes to go Matrix style. And
just has fun.
we are still in a pause, and I am not sure why.
Well, maybe
Give
you
me
can check in
information.
quickly with
yeah,
the
let me
admins.
sort that out.
We'll try and find out what's going on then. But at least I can look through what kind of really set Dignitas, in my opinion, to the right point here in the ESL ESEA Pro League. It was their opening game. And it's the reason that's pretty much put them so far up in those rankings. Them taking down Titan 16-8. It was very impressive. It was on Cash, something Titan are very well known for. Dig's CT side was astounding. And that's what worries me coming into this. Them starting on CT is going to make it very difficult for HR. I wouldn't say HR is necessarily a great CT or T side. I think they're very well rounded. But yeah, Dig seemed very comfortable on their CT. They followed up that with a loss to Fnatic, 6-16, nothing too surprising there. And then faced the likes of Nip, Mousesports, and Penta, picking up 2 out of those 3 games. You can imagine losing to Nip. But it was close, 13-16. So Dig have been actually picking up some very impressive results. We've yet to see them on train, at least within this league. But outside of that, there's been a few games that they've really shown their prowess on it and how well they're playing. Obviously, picking up that win against HellRaisers not too long ago on the ESEA Predator Masters.
Yeah, 16-14 that result. And I mean, I kind of like it that these guys haven't played train too much because their last experience was each other. Like, that's kind of fun. I like that HellRaisers have played a little more, and hoping to see that kind of be dictated in the playstyle.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here for me is the fact that Dozier only got 10 kills in that game. That is very uncharacteristic of Dozier. He's normally someone very much towards the top of the scoreboard, but you know, Angel and Mu actually picking up that place, 26 and 25 between those. So yeah, I don't know where Dozier was playing. That's the thing. I haven't actually been able to watch that game back. I'd have loved to, but didn't have the time on it. But it was a very quiet game from Dozier, which is something very uncharacteristic. So yeah.
And we do have feedback on Dignitas. There is, of course, the Dignitas side that are just changing over a couple of final technical hitches, I'm going to describe it as. And hopefully we can bring you this game. It's going to be game 4 of 5. We have the 5th coming up after this one, and that, my friends, will be Titan Mousesports. And while we do have some time, we can in fact inform you just how exciting that should be, and also tell you to get right on over right now to the YouTube channel. Do be sure to get over to youtube.com/ESL, and you can catch up on the VOD. It's already there. It's a really good game on Mirage between Envy and Mousesports, and I won't spoil the result, but I'm just saying I'm looking forward to seeing Titan and Mousesports next.
Yeah, and once again, try not to give away too much, but even Chris J saying very impressed with their T side. He was very pleased with how their T side went out. So if they can find that synergy going forward, we could see an impact here maybe towards Titan, who haven't had the best performance previous to today's, you know, sort of glimmers, or at least recent glimmers, should I say, rather than today's. But you know, Titan, a bit of a shaky start. Obviously, the Dig game being the main part in that really kind of shook me and made me think, geez, maybe they're not quite on point. But Kenny's starting to look better as well. So guys, if you are just wondering, we are just waiting on those technical issues to be resolved with Dignitas. It's just their team needs to fix whatever the issue is. It should be soon to be fixed. And I believe we're back underway. Thanks, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, I hate pauses. It's terrible.
I've forgotten what CS looks like with colour. Hang on, I think we're about to see it.
It's like when you're playing Armor
3,
and you've just been like,
2,
or Daisy.
1. We're back. Okay,
Oh,
let's.
it's beautiful. Look at these colours.
Let's rehype, Lauren. Let's rehype.
Oh, it's going to take a while, you know. Us play-by-play casters, all we can do is hype, but we run out after a while.
Right, so let's jump on in with the action. Left-hand side of the screens, on the CT side is Dignitas after they acquired that through the knife round victory. HellRaisers on the right with an interesting pickup. They have gone for that early round, well, the pistol round molly, as well as the full nades for Mu.
Yeah, and this is kind of where I thought it might be put towards Pop, maybe, if they want to clear that out, but they haven't really shown us anything with it yet. It is in the hands of Angel. So keep your eyes on him if you want to see where that molly gets put. I don't know why we're not following him. I'll switch over myself. I just want to see where he takes this. It looks like they're setting up, they're taking their time, but where will they put that into practice? AZ is pretty much all alone on A. He's not going to find anything there. They're kind of backing away from it, and they're not going towards Pop. They're going towards Nico and MSL. So this is maybe those set smokes they're going to put into practice from the back there. You can see Angel lining them up. I want to see where he puts these. He's got the smoke to hand right now. Smoke goes out. Smoke going in towards the inner bomb side. They've still got the molly, and they're actually pushing down onto this. Nico can't spot it. A Drem breaks in, and this is a really nice execute.
Angel, yeah, to throw the molly down. He's probably going to use that, because since he's been given like a front door into the side, he's going to use that as a kind of more of a delaying tactic as this one does continue to unfold. Big plays from AZ, no surprises there as he just turns up with 2. And now Moo looking to respond, just chunk him down to half health. Finally managed to finish the job with a burst from his Glock, and he's just using it to delay. This is beautiful with the molly. He's just got it in his hands. He has the lineup, and he's going to throw that one out to delay the CTs. And this is going to be tickling. Pimp is going aggressive though, and that could go well. It does. The bomb though is ticking away. I don't know if he has the time. He does have a kit, and he should be able to bring this round home. Angels timed it to perfection, and the molly saves the day. HellRaisers knew what they were looking for. It wasn't easy, and they pick it up.
That was beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's the execution HellRaisers were working on before the core team's out. People weren't expecting them to have this arsenal of utility, the way they could overtake the sites. You saw that smoke just to really make it hard work then. Nico went down almost instantly off the back of that after seeing maybe 1 or 2 of them. And then that molly. Beautiful. So 3 rifles, 2 SMGs, exactly the same buy-up almost, excluding I think a Galil that Fnatic went for, that they ran on their T side on train. So something quite similar here. We're seeing Moo and Kucha, I think, lining up the smokes a little further back. I'm not too sure, I think. So Dozia's going to have a little bit of a glimpse, and he's going to chase him. Why not? Catches out AZ, and that's a beautiful scalp to add to the collection. As Digger a little bit left wanting for answers.
Yeah, MSL is just the only man on B and has been given that responsibility. We've seen 2 different players from 2 different sides take that same role. We saw Get Right, of course, given that responsibility in the NIP game on train, and Flusher for Fnatic. So MSL is going to be added to that list, and we'll see what he does with this one, as it does look like HellRaisers is starting to shape up for a B push, and Angel and Adren going to be using that smoke as best as they can to try and gain some information.
Though?
There is
MSL.
MSL, of course, in the backline. He's got the PT-50. He's going to get to catch one out. That's the bomb loose. If he gets the second, that's huge. He's going to back away, but the damage is done. And this is a big, big round. HellRaisers trying to claw something back, and they're going to do just that. There is a man on just 5 points of health. 1 shot from the PT-50 will make this even more costly for HellRaisers, and it does.
They've already lost out on 2 of the rifles here. Dozia recovers it, but that is such a indent on the economy. The bomb yet to go down. Pimp still looking to do damage. He does have armor. Flashed up though. Gonna be challenged out.
Big.
Dozier secures. But those 2 coming out for MSL, the pickup on Pimp, they recovered 2 of the 3 rifles, which is very important. But the money is not fantastic for the T-side move. Left a little bit with a deficit. They're down to 2.2. He can get back into this with maybe something he's got working out. So we'll have to wait and see what he buys. Considering he's normally an AWPer, that's not a great start though.
No, not an ideal start, that's for certain. I think Dignitas is just going to look to do exactly the same thing again. Take some damage, do something to keep HellRaisers trembling. Well, trembling works. I was going to say tripping. Good one words. Either way.
Where's your heart?
They are just going to be looking to catch someone off with angles. That's exactly what you need to do on this 3rd round. As you can see Kiebi, or Kiebu, however you want to cut it, trying to do something, and look at that positioning from Kucha. The bin just obscuring that flash. Going to pick up that easy one. I don't know if they anticipate this double stack and Ivy.
This is the first time we're seeing 2 players dedicated towards B really early on as well. But Moo
gifted the AEK.
Yeah, smartly done. Not letting that one slip this time. And Kucha can't really argue against it. He's down so low. But Angel finding MSL. I wonder if they're going to expect Nico. So a lot of the teams we watched earlier only sit 1 player on towards B, but Nico's there. He's just going to wait this out. If they do rotate, which it looks like they're going to, with that 44-second left timer, they've got enough time to work this. Maybe Nico can catch someone out here.
37 seconds on the clock, and a fully stacked HellRaisers side up against just those few pistols from Dignitas. And you're right, time is going to be of the essence here, as now Nico just wants to keep his whereabouts unknown. Oh, he's peeking though. He's just going to try and take someone down before the plan. Not going to happen. Could have potentially done a little more with that one, as it looks like HellRaisers are going to come through this round unscathed, or at least without a loss. Pimp, last man, last hope for Dignitas in this 3rd round, and It's all going to come down to the following. As HellRaisers are going to have to go up against a fully bought CT side in the 4th.
And Pimp just looking for exits. He might actually find Dozier, or Dozier might find him.
Ooh, it's just a game of corners, and he's so low. One bullet, finally. Pimp stops the perfect round from occurring.
He's still trying it as well,
Oh,
but look at the lineup. Dozier.
Just takes the brain of Pimp with him, as that bomb isn't going to touch him, and they secure the 3rd. So HellRaisers got that initial 3 on the board, and that's big. That's what we were saying, you know, off the back of that pistol. If you can secure those early 3 rounds, that's a strong start, especially considering how this does favour the CTs to varied extents, as we've seen in these matchups.
Here we go.
And here we go. Lauren's seen the AWPs, and rightfully, you're right to be excited. It's going to be Moo and Nico potentially going to go head-to-head.
Well, it looks like it as well. If Nico keeps going down towards Ivy, he certainly might be caught, but no. It's going to be Moo going down towards Ivy. Kiabu is just on the end there, but surely won't challenge. Actually, Moo getting a lot of freedom to peek here. Be very brave for him to walk straight down, though. And this is what I'm learning to expect. This 4-man stack towards A, 1-man solo on B. I was surprised when Nico joined on B so early. With a late smoke coming out from the Dignitas boys. Down towards Ivy. A little bit of spam to follow.
Not
2
bad
nades though,
exchange.
he'll know that 2 players were there. Those 2 nades coming through will signify there's 2 players present towards Ivy. They're yet to commit anywhere. Nico adjusting off the back of that, going to fall back around maybe into a more supporting position. But HellRaisers really haven't gone anywhere yet. They've not really tried anything, and they're lining up the smokes from their spawn. This is quite important. If you see where they're at, so the likes of Kucha or Adren, this could just spur on this A bomb site push that we've seen the likes of Nip doing constantly.
And here come the smokes. They are ready, though. There's a 3. Make it 4-man stack
lovely.
on towards this A site as the wall of smoke does begin.
Yeah, but look, Dozier and Kucha this time heading down Ivy. Kiebi is on the right position, though. He's just around the lip of that smoke. He could come around perfectly, but AZ just peeks over the smoke himself. Finds Angel, and this is making it hard work for HellRaisers. They've kind of smoked themselves into awkward positions, but now Kucha and Dozier trying to put it together down the back of Ivy, picking up 2. Now bursting in towards the A site, looking for more. Pimp just around this corner. It's going to be checked, but Kucha actually comes out on top. Now 1v2, he's down to 3 HP. The bomb's position is known. But will he find AZ? Time is of the essence. 3 seconds. He's got to get the shot off. No, he's just going to play it out. But AZ finds him. But the Ivy players were fine. But the players walking out towards main, they didn't really have an advantage. As soon as AZ, I think he was, just put himself above the smoke, he had the perfect shot.
And I think that's probably more of just an oversight on their part with the smoke. If that had just landed a little higher on the site, that wouldn't be a possible position. But quick thinking from AZ managed to bring that round home. So jumping on in now to round 5, we are going to be seeing that double AWP setup from the CT side, something that we know can be terrifying on that T side. Trying to find a way into a site when you know there's 2 AWPs spread out across the map. And this is something different. MSL is about to start shouting in comms. If the HellRaisers give him an inkling. He's got a sense, he's got a strong position, of course. Maybe would prefer to drop down into get right. He's going to do just that as the nade comes in, and he's going to be making that call right now.
Yeah, but it's a 4-1 split. They've all come through up, and Nico's already there and connected. Going to peek across, gets 2. That's Kucha and moved down. That's perfect play. MSL now has a little bit of room to breathe on the side, but no. Nico still fighting strong, picking up 3. And now just Adrian alive. He didn't even have a big gun to begin with, just with that Tech 9, spraying down wildly towards AZ. Gets 1, but Nico, with 4, comes in with the AWP. A player that, I was saying at the start, he's a man who can go big, and he just did. That's brilliant.
And we said at the start of that round just how influential AWPs can be, and Nico just demonstrates it perfectly for us. A bow, a nod to us to demonstrate just how powerful both Nico and the AWP can be on this long-distance hold, especially on that B site. So, round 2 now on the board for Dignitas, and this game is going to start shaping up nicer and closer if they're not too careful. Now, what does the economy suggest for the T site? It's probably going to be Tech 9s and a couple of smokes, maybe an armor for Adrian as he can afford it, as it's going to probably be a battle for a plant if they're not too careful.
I just want to see where they take this. This is one of those rounds that you just kind of put in an MSL actually pushing up. That's quite dangerous. you know how much you can be overwhelmed by this. We saw last time it was Taz push into a similar position, picking up 2, but just around that corner with the pop flash, this could be dangerous. Only gets, actually no, gets 2, so exactly the same sort of situation. And now we're seeing the flood towards the site. Not going to get the bomb down. Nico's there, and Nico loves this sort of situation. Got the tag, not the frag. AZ comes in, and look at that. That impact from the pistol, negated. It's been fixed. But this is where now we need to see HellRaisers go, okay, we've got the lay of the land. We know how they like to play it. Time to pick up these gun rounds.
And I'm going to be interested to see how they choose to structure this. They kind of tested the water around Ivy. They've tested the water around a kind of A execute. They even tried that B push on the eco. And most successful was kind of that slow A execute. As much as it didn't work, they managed to get it down to a 2v2. Primarily off the back of this Ivy play. And I'm going to be interested to see how this one does again start to shape up. Moot looking towards Ivy, generally hunting for an opener. And Kiebu is just around the corner. As this one looks like it's going to be taking a slow turn. Of course, HellRaisers have complete control over the pace of this one. Dignitas not going to be looking to force their hand anytime soon, as the clock is the CT's friend on train. HellRaisers looks to be the man who's going to try and make a push onto Pop Dog.
I think this is going to be like that previous round we saw, where they all retract back towards spawn and then do the smokes towards A.
Okay, so like they look for a kind of greediness from CTs, then start the execute.
And you're kind of seeing it happening now. Adrian, Kucha, and Moo all falling back to the kind of dumpster in towards the spawn. I want to see it from the T side here. I want to see their smokes more than anything. You can see AZ in a similar spot. Last time he just kind of looked over those smokes that came in. This time, though, I want to see them commit more towards main, less towards Ivy. They won on Ivy, but they didn't take over main. Here come those smokes. Let's see. They're slowing, though. They're not going instantly off the back. This is a nice difference, but AZ's got that spot again. That is dangerous, and it's hurting them 2 back-to-back. The same mistake twice now.
Back to the drawing board with that smoke, HellRaisers. I like the idea. It's not going to work out. He gets a third from exactly the same position, and that, my friends, is why you need to learn your smokes. Practice your smokes, because that has just cost HellRaisers the round. 3 frags for AZ, all off the back of a slightly fumbled smoke. But then again, that's kind of you're not going to discover that until you get put up against a brain like AZ.
See, I don't think it's even necessarily a failed smoke. I think it's just they don't expect someone to sit on the bomb site like that and just have that elevation. It's like, as you said, when you do these, you practice them, you do practice runs. You're like, okay, yep, that blocks off, between train 1 and 2. That's perfect. That's all we need. But then you don't go, wait, we can be really easily peaked from here. How are they going to counter that? What's their plan to overcome that? Is that why they had those 2 players on Ivy? It's all these questions that are going to come into practice, but we're seeing a much faster HR building up towards possibly Pop. I don't know where they're going on this. Are they going to drop down? No, they are going B. Okay. So they've forced themselves into this. Not a great purchase. You can see small amounts of utility, but Angel with that molly again, I can imagine he's going to sit up at the top, try and get the plant, and then wait it out with the molly to try and secure this, similar to their pistol.
Yeah, he's certainly got the lineup for that one, and they are going to come barreling on towards this side, but let's not forget Nico. Let's not forget what he did last time in this exact scenario. He knows it's coming. That is a perfect flash. He just catches Adrian with his knickers around his ankles as he's going to take a second move. The only man to chime in so far. Dosia adds another to the list, though, as the bomb goes down, and HellRaisers, this is how they wanted to play it. The molly, however, is loose, and now Moo, last man on the site, doesn't look too likely, and Nico secures it again and again. 3 for him, 1 for Pimp, and that, my friends, is why the AWP is so deadly on train. In the right hands, I add. Let's be honest. That's why Nico seems to be so deadly on train.
Yeah, I hate to, say I'm wonderful, but AZ on A, Nico on B, I think I called it at the start, like those 2 players, Let's just watch this again, though. That flash was so perfect. Literally 2 players completely unable to assist beyond this now. And then, he even gets one further down the line, but those 2 were massive. It split them up. He was no longer, those 2 players were no longer able to complement the perfect execute they've been working on. And this time, it looks like, once again, something a little different. But maybe just going to try and speed up a touch, not give it away so easily. Where they're going, I don't know. Because every time they've done this, Nico, he knows what's up. He's looking for these smokes. He spots it. He's going to adjust accordingly. Wait. Molly down. That's a double molly. That's going to do some damage. That's going to start hurting. But Nico gets a double?
Oh my!
What on earth is this man doing? He's just going insane right now. Okay, so HellRaisers at least have broken through. Angel is vital here.
Yeah, so it's Kyabu. That's a big one. Adren's low as he's going to try and get away. Mao, though, connects. Kyabu's desperate to get out of the firing line. He couldn't. And now Pimp drops away the AWP. He realizes this is M4 territory, and that's so close. They had such a scrap of health between them. But that is a big round for HellRaisers after such a strong opener. The molly brought them low. The double brought them lower. And now 5-4 the score. And HellRaisers, that's another very convincing, I say convincing, I take that back. I would like to retract that statement.
Take it back.
Take it back and not say convincing and say hard-earned T round.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the bank, though, for the CT side, and I can see
Jesus.
A little bit of a potent presence
Pasha
now.
Style. This is how he's been bringing this out on train a lot.
And why not? Existed the same. So many of these players will pick it up just because, one, you can just sit there and just spam away. Spam to your heart's content. With HellRaisers 2 rounds in a row hitting that B site, you know, quite all in. It's a good position to be. Maybe free up one of the other players who've been playing there. You know, Nico doesn't have to be so dedicated. He can support on A a little more. And this is the other default we saw HellRaisers do when those 2 players are a lot more dedicated towards Ivy. So we'll see if they go back to something similar here. Dozier this time with the bomb, though. Normally it's been with Adrian.
So things changing up on the HellRaisers side of things. Looking to perhaps catch Dignitas off. This time MSL is, of course, positioning in accordance to his weapon of choice, and the HellRaisers guys are so spread out across the map. I'm not sure they could be any more spread out across the map at this point. 2 around Ivy, 2 lurking towards that kind of pop dog and B side, and Adrian's about to join them.
I feel like they're trying to make it feel like another A. I wonder if Moo and Kucha are going to do the smokes, and then they're going to try and execute differently towards A, not give AZ such of a free example and maybe then go B. I'm curious, because they've kind of done everything apart from play, and then they are going B, surely. Adrian, Angel, Dozier, yes. They've tried to fake him out with the same smokes coming in towards A, and now they're going to hit B, but already Nico finds Dozier. This could go badly wrong. MSL chimes in with 1. HR thought about it, they thought it perfectly, but now they need to pull it off.
And the bomb now loose. AZ does try and make it even more difficult for HellRaisers as the bodies keep falling. And HellRaisers are looking further and further out of this round. It's just onto Kucha now, and it's just locked out. They've put the smoke down. They've got the eyes trained on. It's Nico to put it into him to end it. And now we are going to be seeing another round on the board for Dignitas. And you're right, that felt right for HellRaisers. They've really read into the play. They've read into what Dignitas were kind of reading into them. It's kind of like this weird like mind game, kind of trying to get into your opponent's head and try and guide their thoughts in the opposite direction. Didn't quite shape up for them that well that time. And you even saw AZ get excited when the smoke landed. You could see him getting up on site. He was like ready to do what he does best. And this time there was no HellRaisers to be seen. And we are now going to be seeing the economy force him into a Tech 9s.
Yeah, they need to almost find a way, in my eyes, to pull Nico away from B. Like he's been playing it so well to be on the right sites, and it looks like they're just going to try and speed up maybe a little, just put those Tech 9s into practice again. We don't see Angel with the molly, so he's probably not going to be sat up top, I guess. I don't know. But for me, Nico's timing has been very, very impressive. He's been so quick from that Z connector over towards B and then find an important position straight away. But look at these guys. They're going straight through smoke. This could be a disaster. And, well, MSL already just tapping away on Adrian. Doesn't even need to scope in. That's 2. And, well, didn't need the 3rd and 4th, but he got pretty darn close.
MSL's so confused. He's just sitting there like, right, well,
why are they walking
I guess aiming in would be a bit boring. Let's make this exciting. That's shooting fish in a barrel. Brennan's to bring the 7th home. Now, looking at that money, I'm thinking we're going to see an AWP plus T round.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's going to go glass cannon. So, Moo really favouring it. We haven't seen him be too instrumental so far. 6 frags currently sitting on, and most of those frags have been more so kind of in close quarters off the back of a strong presence on a site. Moo, though, needs to find an entry.
See, I kind of want him to go straight for that challenge on towards Nico, almost. Like, I know it's not a done thing, even though you saw a couple of other AWPers opting for that kind of main peak towards A, where you would find that challenge. But Nico actually over at B. If they make this push now, they could get there before he's back, but it doesn't matter. There's enough players of such a good caliber already on this site. AZ being one of them finds Angel, and even though they're trying to switch up here, it's still not working. The brick wall of Team Dignitas is just holding them back.
And this is good to see, especially the variance in AZ's holds as well. If you're just go for like a case study on one player, AZ's been trying everything under the sun. Pop flash trying to catch Moo. Moo not going to fall for that one though, as he's going to back away. Smoke kind of forcing his hand there. Now he has time and they have a weapon. Of course, glass cannon AWP, he's really invested heavily into this round, and he's just going to realise that this is going to be going one way and one way only, unless Dozier turns it on in Ivy. 40 seconds, and if he can just find the head of Kyabu, he can't, and now it's most definitely a save. Adrian and Moo going to clutch onto their weapons as best they can.
Well, Adrian did at least find one, but as you said, they're trying it. And Moo's a great player, but 1v3 is a little bit of a stretch, let's say, even for him. And I think trying to find a little cubby to hide in is his next big game plan. Nico is going hunting, though, so this could get a little bit nasty.
Oh,
caught a glimpse. Oh. And I wonder if Nico's just going to try and bait it out and wait for Pim to pick him up, and he does. That's just good synergy between the teammates. Catching at the end, they get the AWP if they want it. You know, they don't even need it if they have to. Nico's already got one. MSL's already got it. And there is a pause. So yeah, I think HR's player just dropped out then. Or maybe just having a couple of issues. But still, we can recap kind of what's been going on here. And kind of the issues that we've been seeing. At least I've been seeing. It's the fact that they just can't seem to get over the likes of Nico and AZ, right? Whenever they go A, AZ positions, if they do a full A execute, right? Let's take it as a full
We've seen
A.
about 3 now, I think.
Yeah, like I think there was a varied one in there when they tried to speed up and then hit B instead, but let's say the 3 that they went for when they were fairly well brought up, went for those executes, and every single time, AZ's positioning was perfect. He wasn't going to be pushed from the side because Kierby is just holding it down by Ivy. They weren't allowed through main too easily because there was already like a flash, a smoke, utility there. So pretty much, he could just sit there and just catch it up. Wow, squeakiness.
We is.
Oof.
Woo.
Anyway, that woke me up. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, AZ's been massive, and then Nico reading the sites correctly has been perfectly complementing that. So once again, we're seeing HR just trying to speed up here. Clean eco coming out. They've literally got 2 B250s, and that's it. So just going to try and maybe get a gun away.
Yeah, and that's going to be very difficult, especially when MSL is equipped with the auto sniper. I mean, 1 bullet, 1 kill. Nico does the same with the AWP. That's going to be big. As now HellRaisers' hopes of just trying to take something away from this Dignitas side are going to be dashed 1 by 1. AZ with the double to end it, and 9-4 the scoreline. It's got to be said. I mean, we know that HellRaisers have...
one more, and I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, that's what
honestly,
I mean. We have to
more.
say they looked convincing. They managed to catch Dignitas off with these early rounds, of course, off the back of that pistol. They got that one surprise kind of away from that. That was like round 9, when they managed to pick that one up. So...
Ooh, double AWP as well.
This is kind of the final round and the final test for them. If they can really make this double AWP happen, we could potentially be seeing that 5th or potential 6th. And it all comes down to how these double AWPs and these entry fraggers shape up.
Let's see what HR do here. This is already different. Looking at the overview, we've got Moo already just kind of sitting back in kind of the more smoke positions with Adrian. Kucha pushed up by Ivy. Dozier and Angel looking more over towards B. And it's just a very patient play. And I want to see where they bring this, because this is different to what they've tried so far. Normally it's either been 2 on towards Ivy, and Angel, that's a difference. That is probably going to bring Nico over, and I wonder if that's going to make them then go A.
Yeah, I'm worried that they're going to start double reading, over rotating. It's going to be interesting to see where this bomb does go. And actually, yeah, you're right. Dozier is going to start positioning himself towards Pop Dog. They want to execute onto way, and the spokes are being lined up.
Idea.
It's a really smart idea. They know they've got Nico rolled over because of MSL's death. And here come the smokes. This is going to be another attempt. AZ, though, is completely relocated as well. He's on the B site, and this presence that was previously on A is now going to be easy for HellRaisers to try and find their way in, and here they go.
Yeah, AZ and Nico don't want to move either, just in case it's one of those fakes coming out, because that's been something we've seen so often. And the bomb is down, perfect. Now AZ and Nico are rotating, but HR are well set up here. Angel, Dozier, back in towards Pop. Moo's still there. Adrian and Kucha now lurking up from Ivy. He's going to come behind a big amount of these guys. Moo stops Kierby. AZ comes back, but this is going to be massive. Kucha needs to play this perfectly as well. He's now pretty much a huge part, and he goes down. Oh my god, that's so costly. And now Dozier, 1v1. He's already taken down AZ. He's got to overcome Pimp here. The bomb ticking away. It's planted for Dozier as well. Pimp knows it. He has to peek. Oh my god, Pimp gets the shot off, but no time to defuse. And there's that round on the board that I thought HellRaisers needed, and I hope they pulled through with.
And now, we said before, off the back of the 5th, could we see a 6th? Because their economy is kind of pretty shattered still in comparison to the 16,000 that was in the banks of Pimp at the end of that one. He's just going to be throwing out a couple of extra M4s if the guys fancy it, you know, treat yourself, throw a molly on the floor to warm your hands before the round. As we are going to be jumping into this one, Angel just tucked a Tech 9 under his arm. Going to be going with that one. As you said, they'd be happy with 5. They'll be even more ecstatic with 6. And let's see if they can get back into their heads with Dignitas, because that's exactly what they did in that round. Oh my lord, he went aggressive.
But this is Angel going B with a molly again, and I can't help but throw my mind back to that. I wonder if they're going to end up there. They've already got the opener towards Ivy, where Kiebe's been playing. Dozier's quite aggressively pushed up, so they might now need to switch on the fly. But they are building towards B. Adrian and Angel pushing there. Dozier getting picked up on A means that, really, they have to make this count. Moo, though, is completely far away from this. He's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he is detached from this push, and if he can just start making noise from keep those 3 players. Hey, the rotate's coming in though, and Angel has got to try and do the impossible. MSL's ready though, but look at Adrian. Oh, going sneaky. Silently heading down pop. There is one just lurking around. I think Nico's kind of caught on to the potential idea here, but Angel's drawn blood on B, and Adrian's just suddenly realizing this is not good, but this pincer movement starting to push on towards the site. Nico, they know where he is.
Moo needs to be big. This has to be big. No, he got found by Nico. That's devastating. Now Adrian 1v3. He's got 34 seconds, and none of those matter as Pimp will pick it up. We're going to switch on the half here, but I've got to say it, that wasn't the worst T-side in the world. They certainly tried things out, and I would argue that Dignitas are one of the strongest CT-sided teams, in my opinion. I think they're very strong on their CT side. We saw it on Cash against Titan, and I think we've seen some of it here. The power of those two players split, I think, can be very important.
I think you're right. I think that they are a strong CT side, but I also think that there was a great deal of mind games. You know, sometimes you see a game and you think, oh, they're just out fragging them. Yeah. There's a whole lot more going on, or at least it looks like that. It appears that, and you have that great, you know, that lovely feature of the overview. You can just see these movements, player movements. It's kind of like back and forth. I don't want to use that buzzword rotations, but that's exactly what we're seeing, and we're seeing an awful lot of it as these guys just kind of seem to try and get back and in and out of each other's heads. Yeah, and there were so many moments then that I could go back to, but now I want to see how strong Dig are on their T side. This is the thing that I really find exciting, is how much can Dig then pull in. You know, if they don't get the money going early, can they get that up in the play that was really making the difference? You know, where are these factors going to fall into place? Because it'll be a very big difference between, you know, side to side, because I think Dig have got enough to feel comfortable on their T side, but not enough to be complacent, because there's enough rounds there for HR to maybe turn something. But then again, HR struggle at closing some of these close games. They sometimes slack a little here and there. They lose out just at the end, or they go to overtimes. And I can imagine on this sort of scoreline, they just need to pick up the, you know, the pistol to begin with, get those 3 if possible. Play it calm, kind of like a mouse sport style. You know, keep it very calm. I think that's a good kind of word of advice. I also think something that they need to look at is the kind of controlling, staving off that Dignitas economy. Of course, you're going to expect it. Sure. I mean, when they're on the CT side, they're going to be winning those back-to-back rounds. They're going to have that kind of bank. But if you can break that bank, if you can, you know, if you can money screw them once, twice, Dignitas don't have those fallbacks. They can't take the risks like MSL's auto sniper. Of course, you're going to see less of that on them on their T side. But I think that's a very integral part to this. I mean, how can we see that? This is the last round. Yeah, that crazy last round. Or one of the last rounds, should I say, sorry. But yeah, it came down to the 1v1, if I'm not mistaken. This is the same round. I'm not sure which round this is, my brain turned. I think it is when it was just Pimp, pretty much. So yeah, it was quite impressive. So yeah, we are just going to wait on the game to start. I think they are going to go live. The pistol is the important part. As much as I want to watch that game back, that little moment back, pistol is live. Let's get into that one, because let's see what we're getting as well from Dignitas. We saw a very decisive play from HellRaisers on their T-side pistol. Let's see what Dignitas bring to the front. And the answer will be provided so very quickly, it seems, as they're going aggressive. Angel 2, he's going to be ready to receive the flashes there to catch them. Oh, bullet just whistles past the ear of AZ, as he's going to be happy to get away with his life. Flashes coming in, and he's actually still sticking around. He wants to try and catch them off. I don't think he'll be expecting the boost. MSL is, though. Angel down. And now here come the T's once again. Dignitas looking to start strong, and they're doing just that as another body hits the floor. Now 5v3, make it 5v2 as Daisy just puts one into the dome of Adrian, and now this is going horribly wrong. And you said before, HellRaisers need to start with a strong pistol, and that is quite the opposite as another body once again provided by Kiebe. And no one dying. Oh, that's really not very good. Kucha getting one, taking down Pimp. But he has literally got 3 players closing in on him. He cannot escape alive, and that's troubling. That really is. You know, 4 players alive, 2 with armor still in the game. There's going to be money aplenty. I wonder if they go for the 3 rifles and then 2 SMGs. No. 4 rifles, 1 SMG. So slight variation there, but 2 Galils rather than the 3 AK and then, you know, 2 SMGs off the back. So a little bit of a variation, but I want to see what Dignitas keep doing here. For me, the CT side just has to respond accordingly, and now they're down. I think this game is not over, but it's going to be very hard for HellRaisers to get back into. Yeah, very important round for them to start off with, and you see Angel just getting a tag there with the Deagle. That's going to open up potential for Mal with the Scout. I say that, Angel just continue to go aggressive, try and challenge AK v Deagle, and Dignitas make it just easy, let's be honest, that's 3. Be surprised if he wouldn't, I wouldn't be surprised if he finds the 4th as well, and it's going to be Kievu to put a bow on it, and the bomb goes down as if they needed more money. It's going to be 12-5 then the score, and they didn't manage to put any sort of stop to the Dignitas rounds. And you said before that they needed to kind of take some weapons away, slow down Dignitas. And off the back of the pistol, things haven't gone their way. Of course, now they're going to be forced into a complete clean eco, a P250, the only difference. And now, what have you got for us, HellRaisers? They did some impressive stuff on the T side when they didn't have too many weapons in their arsenal. To see if they can do the same on CT, and MSL suggests that may not be the case.
So confident as well for Team Dignitas, just straight out doing the damage. MSL, great work there, and now just Angel alive. He's going to be found probably by MSL as well. So, you know, it comes to be expected here. Team Dignitas looking very strong on their T side, just, you know, going through the motions more than anything, not giving any of their executes away either. They've just been going, all right, let's go aggressive A, why not? We have the weapons, we have, you know, enough of our arsenal. Look at this as well, 4 players retaining their smokes and both flashes. Only AZ committed anything there towards that. So literally their money is going to be building very strongly here. As you can see, already the likes of 5.8k, 6.5, 5.5, and on the other side of the coin, not so great.
Yeah, quite the opposite of what I was suggesting the T side needed. I mean, they needed to really cripple Dignitas' economy, and if they were going to do it, it would be now. So, off the back of those 3 opening rounds for Dignitas, this is going to be a lot of pressure onto the HellRaisers side. Just 3 around from that magic number for Dignitas. And Mao, that's an opener you need to find. Puts one into Kievu. Now, Adrian going to be his turn to shine, and he's going to do a good start. Takes a big chunk of Pimp, but it's not going to be enough to draw a lot of blood. And look at this, Nico at home once again, going CQB with the AWP.
Yeah, but it's not going to be about him in my eyes. It's about these players pushing in towards the site here. Bomb actually might be going down. No, it just got stopped. Angel denied it. That's really important. Now MSL and AZ coming around the back here, and that's Moo doing what he does best, expecting AZ on the flank. Him and Angel, 3 and 2 each. That is brilliant. Nicely done in the end. Now this is where we're going to see, I think, Team Dignitas starting to have to show us what they've got on the T side. So a CT side with guns is a dangerous CT side. Once they get that money, or enough money to get guns, it's where the rounds should be going in their favor. But now, how close can Dignitas get? How many rounds they get these big executes going? How many rounds can they get close and take away the economy that the CT side of HellRaisers are trying to scramble together? Well, let's find out. 2 players, ooh, getting caught by that nade. Ooh. And the second, beautiful beginning, Dozier. Just unbelievable. I don't know if he even needed to see them. The guy's just got a 6th sense that comes into play. Moo chimes in with 1 and a second. These 2 players, so imperative. And now Nico, middle of nowhere. And let's be honest here, Dignitas didn't even get to execute. They just like got close to where they need to be, and already there's players pushed up a little. Yep,
2 nades and a quick spray from the M4A1S, and you're going to see the double and a real spanner in the works for this T side push. You're right though, they still haven't kind of shown what they've got for the assault, and I think that's kind of, you know, going to be a slight hindrance to HellRaisers. But let's be honest, a round's a round, and now 50 seconds for Nico to try and find something more.
Jesus.
He's expecting the push. He's really anticipating the hunting from the CTs. But let's be honest, HellRaisers do not want to take any risk, and Angel is going to pick that up neat and tidy. So 7-13 the score. We said once weapons get put in the hands of HellRaisers, or in fact the CT side, if we're going to be directly quoting, things do start going in their favor.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubting this is a CT-sided map. However, it's all about, in my eyes, once again, Dignitas. How close can they get? They got pretty much stopped in that round just because of that kind of small aggression. Just the small pieces here and there. So Dozier with that little bit of a spray, you know, Moo connecting early towards Ivy, not smoking, going straight for the shot, right? Those things make the difference. It's just a fast push towards that open bomb site on towards A. They've got all players pouring in. Now they need to be smart about this. They need to pick up these kills. Adrian doesn't get it, but Cooch is there. And that's just working out well for them. Now, bomb might go down. That could be very important.
Yeah, this is something Dignitas has been hungering for, and that's going to be some cash in their pockets now, though. Can they take anything on the way out? It looks to be the resounding no, though, as AC is going to go. Oh, hello, connection onto Mel. That's going to be something they'll be able to pick that all back up and hoover up all those pistols, those freebies from their dispatched enemies. And we are going to be seeing HellRaisers manage to fend that one off. But that's Dignitas doing something that HellRaisers couldn't. That was Dignitas doing a eco or thereabouts, a pistol push on towards the site, getting the bomb down, and that's big.
Yeah, that's so important as well, because otherwise as a T-side, you have so little money to really depend on. You can then scrape together enough for a basic purchase, you know what I mean? So maybe a Galil, maybe, you know, bits and that. But now with that plant in, that eco, they can supplement something more. Full smokes, full flashes. Nico a little light, but he's got the AWP. And this looks like a fast attention towards A again. They're going straight in, but this time with guns, and you can see Pimp and Kirby going down towards maybe Pop. I wonder if they're going to go for this A or just calling them out on it.
Looks to me that these smokes are a little bit of smoke and mirrors, it seems, as this majority of the site are going to be pushing on towards B. And Adrian's helping to sell this as he does pick up onto MSL. That's a quick one. The rotate's going to come in, and Dosia knows he's in trouble, but I think he's kind of twigged it at perfect time. He's enabled his team to rotate Kyobo onto Dosia, but Adrian's already there to pick up the pieces as the bomb goes down. And now the T side have another mountain to climb. 4 Ts hungering for those 3.
So, HR pushing back in. Kucha towards AZ. It's going to be Kirby for me. He's in a good spot here. Actually pushes out aggressively rather than waiting for the plant, but Pimp's behind him, and I wonder if he knows it. He knows there's an AWP there, but the plant is coming, the diffuser's coming in right now, and he has to peek. Oh my god, that was perfect! Pimp with the double! He has read this like a book, and I don't think HR have the time. He's even going to take down one more, and now 1v1. Pimp has gone massive. There's not enough time, and that, my friends, is Pimp stepping up to the plate. Beautiful round.
Incredible stuff. He just had such a sixth sense about how that one was going to shape up. The double stack on towards site as well. And one man manages to do what Dignitas couldn't and managed to bring that round home for them. And that's a big one. The risk now, though, is HellRaisers, if they were to pick up the next one, it's going to be doing what they were so desperate to do earlier on and mess with the money. Let's see, though, how this one does shape up. We are seeing double AWP once again in the hands of HellRaisers. Distinct lack of nades for those AWPers, and no head armor either. Let's see how this one takes shape. Bomb now loose as they're looking to try and catch any aggressive pushes on either side of the map. But I'm still reeling from Pimp's understanding of how that round is going to shape up.
Pimp doing that for Team Dignitas on the T side is just beautiful to watch. That's something I'm going to watch back time and time again. How he got behind them like that. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But still, let's see what Dig can do now. They're in that predicament where I think it might be an A play. Just because they're kind of leaving Pimp down by Ivy. They've got Kirby and Nico over by where the smokes come out. But I'm not 100% sure. They're really showing very little of their hand early on. So look at this. Adrian and Kucha are very close up. And they do have cover from Ivy. And they can kind of determine the situation. And that's what's coming to play. Brilliantly placed. Now, Pimp, don't you dare do that again to me.
I think this one's going to be a little bit too difficult for him, as it's going to be AKV AWP. Does manage to catch Moot as the smoke comes out, enabling to perhaps find something more. Trained on his location now, and he's going to do exactly the same thing. That bomb is 1.5 miles away, and he's just going to snatch that AWP and go for a run. And with this round coming to a close, you can see that he's just going to get... He's going to become the prey, I think, and HellRaisers don't want to take too many risks with this one. Kucha potentially is going to try and catch him off from behind as this one comes to a close. And the man who can't quite do it this round did so much the round prior. I'd love to just watch that one back to see how he did and what he did so very well.
But look at him, just in between these trains. He didn't give away the game. He heard Moo taking that shot towards Kirby.
Silent.
Waited, so he knew where one was. He went out of his vision. Nade came in. 2 challenges down. Perfect. Readjusted. Expected the AWP to come into play. Just sprayed long enough. Heard the defuse. And then went to buy time with the challenge.
Yeah,
just step by step.
He also stepped out of Adrian's vision just as he was peeking the other one. Like, that's just game sense.
Oh, but look at this. Just straight out pushing.
Well, I mean, this is Dignitas without money. This is what happens, and we aren't going to be seeing the same kind of thing take shape here. Does manage to put an M4 in his hands, maybe trying to take something from HellRaisers, and does just that. Dosia down. As they look to Dosi Do, and Adrian is going to be able to end it all. 14-10 the scoreline. As HellRaisers managed to stave off the Dignitas eco with 2 casualties.
That, radiation kicking in just after that horrible pun. It was a little tick just going in. It
was a poisonous pun.
It really was.
Look at Dignitas' economy. This could...
Don't try and change the subject away from the dozy do.
It was a little cheesy, I admit.
It ain't easy being Tweedy. Is that it?
That's exactly it. Double up for HellRaisers as I change the subject once again. The Armor Tech 9s, as well as they're going to go for an A execute and probably just look to get that bomb down. They've done it before. Ismail going to let them do it again. Bullet to the leg of MSL.
Look at this smoke. Go on the overview map right now. I do not care if we miss some of the action. The map will show the huge circle of smokes that Dig put down.
Semicircle. Just
so they can try and get the bomb plant in. It's beautiful. But will they get the bomb plant down? Kiebi is trying to come in. No. Adrian denies. And the cleanup will come into play. But that is what I mean by, really nicely placed smokes, where you just see the whole line of it coming in, just allowing enough for them to get the bomb plant down. But this is the buy round. This is Dig now needing to put the round on the board. Just close it down. Shut down HR before they get too confident. Because at the moment, Nico doesn't have armor. This could still be dangerous. I want to see what maybe Dig go for on their T side here. What are they going to bring?
Yeah, and I think they're not necessarily struggling for answers. They're just trying a bit of everything. Oh my god, Mao, Moo, whatever you want to call him, picks it up.
Just call him a beast right now. You may as well.
He has no problem. I think he's in that same pick like 3-4 times and found a frag every single time, if not with the back of a nade. And this is different. This is it. It's a 3-man stack towards Ivy. Make it a 2-man stack as Kiaba gets one, or shut down rather, as Moo finds his second. Now, Kucha ready to pick off where his teammate left off. No,
didn't see
Easy completely managed to use the smoke to his advantage to be able to catch off one. It was Adrian who went down, but in the meantime, Pimp has been left between a rock and a hard place. Trying to mine his way out though, finds one. Onto Kucha. 3 more to find, 2 Hawps as well. This should be impossible, but this man doesn't know impossible. Oh my lord! 2 HellRaisers brains splattered across the walls as now he hungers for his 4th frag. It's not going to happen. Angel from the heavens manages to pick it up, and that's going to be an all-important round for HellRaisers. (14-12) the scoreline. And Dignitas' economy is once again looking a little worse for wear. Tech9's couple of nades, no armor whatsoever, and HellRaisers haven't faltered as of yet. As I managed to get an incredible amount of puns into that one.
I'm broken.
That was a punny round.
I'm so done. Oh, jeez. It's better than you quoting Linkin Park like normal, but
oh dear
lord. All right, Angel should not have messed that up so badly, but the nade could at least catch a couple off, and it does. He gets away with his life, and now hopefully Dozier can kind of put together everything else, because that's a bit too much damage to be receiving on these sort of rounds. But this could bring it very, very close here, and your puns aside, this has been a phenomenal game so far between these two. Dignitas just looking like they're starting to struggle for answers, really. They're just not finding a way through. Let's bear in mind, Pimp can't go and clutch every single round like he has been. And let's bear in mind, he was actually pre-aiming the perfect shot on towards Angel. That's the crazy part. And he went off, he was like, I'm going to look at this, and if I step out, he might be there. And then he adjusted and went for the cross. If only he'd peeked, he probably would have had that kill as well.
There's a lot of ifs and buts, and this is going to be one very dead Dignitas unless something goes horribly wrong for HellRaisers. They're already low, and they haven't even managed to get onto the site, and as you can expect, with the bomb going down, it's just going to be a case of wrapping this one up. MSL is going to be the last to fall, but that's exactly how this one shapes up, and HellRaisers, no casualties, and exactly what I was thinking. This game is going all the way. You said they'd be happy with 5, Lauren, and they seem to be working with what they were given. Team Dignitas so far only acquired, is it 4 rounds? I don't want to mess that up. Yeah, so far they picked up 4. That one money screw around, don't laugh at my maths, round 7.
Really?
What? Maths is hard.
In round 7. Oh, okay. So...
What? Round 7 of the second half.
There we go.
That's how this scoreboard works.
Is it?
Right now, press tab. What round does that say it is?
Round 13.
Exactly.
Oh, but it doesn't make it correct. Regardless, this is a fully brought up Team Dignitas. They're doing something they've been doing on the eco, so this is actually going to maybe catch someone out. But Adrian, sitting in between that smoke, making it hard work. Going to find Pimp, which is a big impact player to take down, but where are Dignitas focusing? It ain't A. They are looking towards B, and now double rotating. MSL coming back down towards Pop. They've got Kucha down. That's going to open up the A side. This could be the round they needed. This could get them on towards match point.
With the bomb going down, this is what Dignitas has been looking for, and finally the stars have aligned. And now Moo, Angel, and Adren have got so much to do, and it's going to be down to just two. Adren and Angel with it all to do. God, this is a pretty impossible situation for them to be in, and I think they realise that themselves.
Okay, well, Angel's found Kiebi. If only they'd worked that together, that could have been possible, almost.
The answer, however, is a resounding no, and Dignitas are going to have secured round 15. We said this is going to go all the way, and it's going to be down onto HellRaisers. They have the money to operate. They've got plenty of money to bring into the next round, but Dignitas now looking for that 16th, and HellRaisers battling for the overtime.
Well, it's going to be about. They have to do it now. They saved the AWP.
Ooh.
So Moo can drop across if he needs to for someone. If anyone else needs a drop there. I don't know if he actually did drop. I think he did. Not too sure. But still. Looking at the overall buy, let's look at the purchase here. Dozier, that's what I'm waiting on. Dozier's probably going to hit up the B site, I can imagine. Yeah, and maybe even be confident enough to... they are going to take Angel with him. I was kind of hoping that Angel would say, alright, screw that. I'm going to four-man stack A. Yeah, and they are. That's perfect. So he put out one smoke and then backed. So now Dignitas, whether or not they read into this correctly, it's going to be something very different. And look at this play. Here we go. Dignitas open up perfectly. That's Angel down. And now there's a huge deficit on towards the side. Equaled up, though, by Moo.
This is do or die for HellRaisers. Adren lying in wait on the site. He's ready and waiting alongside his teammate Kucha. But that bomb isn't going to wail anytime soon. They need to get Moo in a prime position and get him in fast, as it looks to me like AZ and MSL are setting themselves up for an offensive on towards B. Pimp confirms it with the bomb now in his hands, and Dozier readying himself. He's got the perfect weapon of choice for this. As 4 remaining Dignitas members do set themselves up outside of this B site. Adren surely got an inkling now. Something must be tingling, as here comes the nades, and it's all onto Dozier and Adren to fend them off.
Oh, he hits one on the cross. That's Kiebi down, but the bomb was in Pimp's hands. MSL pushing in towards the smoke. He finds Adren. Now down to 3. Moo, Kucha, and Dozier have to take this back against MSL, Pimp, and AZ. And the bomb is down.
Now, with the molly, that's going to put Pimp in a bad situation. That doesn't stop him taking one, and he's still not stopped, finally. Moo puts a bullet into his brain, and now 2v2. MSL's low. This is all too doable, but he's holding the perfect angle. That is the advantage he needed. Kucha, quick on the trigger. It's all on AZ, but it's not going to be easy for HellRaisers. It's going to be so tough for him to hold this. The nade connects, but not quite well enough, and AZ, the star player, top of the scoreboard with 31. That one just won the game for Dignitas. 16-14.
Game. What a game as well. See, this is my problem though. HellRaisers get so close, and then it just is ripped away at those last couple of seconds, those last couple of rounds. But brilliant game. Dignitas, their CT side was great. They pulled it together individually on their T rounds. You know, let's just give it a big shout out to Pimp here, because that guy pretty much got them to this point. Without that one round, I don't know what would have happened here, because HR was so close. But Pimp, massive play. I will watch that back time and time again. It's so rare you'll see one man make such a big difference in a round against 4 players and play it so goddamn perfectly. Because the sad thing is, people won't probably realize how incredible that was with X-Ray on half the time. Because it's like, well, of course he knows he's there. How the hell does he know he's there? He heard like 2 out of the 4 players, basically, and he worked out every single step. So watch that back on the demo, turn off X-Ray, and appreciate exactly how brilliant that was, because that's game-changing.
It was. Game-changing plays from a lot of individuals on either side. Of course, another man that needs to be mentioned is AZ, just picking up rounds. He picked up so many frags on that A site. Like, he was just a turret. He had a quick read on HellRaisers smokes, managed to find the loophole, and brought those rounds home. So a lot of things are going to change after that one. I do have no doubt that HellRaisers are going to watch that back and change a whole lot about their A executes. There's no doubt in my mind that things are going to change. And that was a great example, again, of the situation HellRaisers are in right now. It's bugging you. I know you really like to see this round, because you look at it and they are low on the leaderboard. I think they're last. They're last on the leaderboard now. Yep, there they are.
They were. But they're so close.
You look at the round difference, and they're like, I think they're in the top 5 of like the round difference. These guys are really, really cutting it down to the wire. They're playing so, like, these games are getting drawn out, and HellRaisers just trip at the final hurdle. We'll see if things change. Of course, there's a whole lot more of CS to be played in this ESL ESEA Pro League for them as well. So there's time to kind of maybe start helping the finishing part. They're really good at the 80%. We'll just sort that 20 out at some point. And of course, It's not over yet. More CS, the final game of the night, and it's going to be a cracker. If you haven't already watched the Mouse Sports game, if you missed it, it was real good on Mirage. We saw Envy and Mouse Sports battle that one out, and Mouse Sports prevailed. You are hearing me correctly, and we're going to be jumping on to Titan vs Mouse Sports as our final game of the day. We'll talk about that a bit after the break.